Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Razorbacks will kick it off to get us underway. And this game will start with a kickoff going out of bounds and give this offense tremendous opening field position. From the gun, the ground game. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Guys, when you think about the big picture for Baylor, if they seeded the playoff today, these guys are in, but we know they're not content with that. They want so much more, David.
They do, and this squad has been building and trying to get to the point where they can get to the playoff and be a national champion. And right now they're in the mix, which is really, really good halfway through the season. A lot of work still to be done.
Yeah, this coaching staff really at this point is just trying to keep this team focused as a top 10 team halfway through the year. It's about attention to detail, and that's got to show up in this one today.
Looking for a huge play. Makes the catch and a huge play on the left side. And how about taking a big chunk out of this defense on the opening drive?
And with the speed they have on the perimeter, Reese, no doubt, they want to come out here and test this secondary, test these DBs, and they know they've got the QB with the arm talent to get the ball there. That's a great start for this offense.
Just a short pass to the tight end. Touchdown, Baylor! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. And there was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, they made a statement.
Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as a kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. They go to the ground. He has the first and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, he shows you his speed and his power on that run. As far as I can think back to, Arkansas football always comes down to being able to run the football on offense. It's about grinding and wearing the opponent down. They always seem to be able to recruit outstanding athletes at that position. This guy is no different.
A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
The Razorbacks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw, it's Owen. Fires to the wideout. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, I love the catch radius on this guy. If you just put it somewhere near his body, he's going to be able to reel it in. That was a phenomenal job, showing you his athleticism and also his concentration, making that outstanding grab.
To the air on first down. Oh, they're after him. Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
And the Bears in the hurry up. know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They'll give it to the back. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective, trying to get to it.
And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears!
And how about that? His second receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3 is coming soon.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. It's complete to the right. There he goes. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They've put themselves in a hole to start. It's 1st and 20. To the air, it's Owen. A shot toward the end zone. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Here's the handoff. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Looking for more room. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Arkansas!
You've got to be so careful as a quarterback throwing over the middle of the field with this linebacker. He is so good in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes. He'll make you pay, and he did right there with that pick 6.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. He'll bring it out. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Back has it. Finding an escape route. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
That's the end of the period. Baylor is on top, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the catch. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Working that left side now. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
All right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
Out of the gun, the inside give. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play. How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
And just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense going right down the field in 6 plays and now set up for first and goal.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. See if the offense can punch it in on second and goal. They'll try to slam it in. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Quarterback will keep it. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a third down stop.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you practice all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
Fourth and goal from the 3. Let's see what this offense can dial up from here.
Aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
From his end zone, looking to throw. Got to take care of the ball. Got him downfield. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Running back searching for a hole. Breaks the tackle. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Going to the ground is what the Razorbacks love to do to move those chains with guys like Peyton Hillis and Darren McFadden.
Yeah, and you think of just Felix Jones along with the same era. Just guys that toted the rock with some physicality. Just tough guys that make you bring your lunch. When you want to come tackle them, you better bring it.
They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
How about that for efficiency if you're on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision and open field running ability. Everything they're doing right now is working. This play caller is in a rhythm.
Still on his feet at the 45. What a run. Gets it inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 36.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
And the Razorbacks will snap it on 1st and 10. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
Well, that's the second pick in as many series now for this quarterback. But, David, I love the defense right now and the way they're reading and reacting to all these route concepts. I mean, they are all over these guys on the back end.
All over the field,
going the other way, and he's got room. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Baylor!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Quarterback making checks. Motion from the wide receiver. Dropping back, it's Owen. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He spins that thing down the middle. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Being started out great on this drive, but then a couple of incompletions, and now it's 3rd and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Looking to the big tight end. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Snap it to the back. Plows through the defense. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's going to run it. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the 1st down, and he slides in safely.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love this slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Using the quick game. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. They'll immediately call timeout.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than they did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Bears in a good spot here with second and short. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Third down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. Makes the grab on the left. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it up to 12. And the Bears come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on first down. He breaks a tackle. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Direct snap. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. They'll try to get it through the air. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Ball is spotted at the 2. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They'll go for it here on 4th and short. Step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears! They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They put the brakes on him, but a good return out to the 36. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Here we go. Direct snap. He's in open space downfield. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Bears will kick it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. He's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Excellent job by the kick coverage unit to keep him from getting the sideline. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece, and I know this is coach speak and very simple. A score.
Turning it on. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the third quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime. How can we get a big one right out of the gate? Defense isn't going to be expecting it. They took the shot, they hit it, and this offense is hungry.
And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. The Razorbacks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Quarterback may change this route. Scanning the field. It's Owen. Fires to the wideout. Makes the catch. It's Wheeler. Turns it on down the left side. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally he stopped a terrific run after the catch.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seeing the safety rotation that time. Saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted, took his shot. He is in a groove.
Wide receiver going in motion. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Under fire. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. If this defense can come up with a stop here, they will take a giant step toward winning this game. Trying to get it done with the run here on 3rd and goal. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Razorbacks! Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ballgame.
And he tacks on the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. Just a 2-possession game now, and they'll be looking to find some cushion on this drive. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
And just a great job on the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 1-on-1. Stop the run first.
Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. And the Bears will call on their punt team. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Cradles it at the 35. Looking for running room. He'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Creates a little room. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Now on 2nd down. Might be changing the route. Back to pass. It's Owen. Fires to the right. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
Looking to throw again. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. Remember some of the years when the Hogs spent a lot of time in the Wildcat just running it? You don't have to do that with this guy at quarterback.
And it just makes you less predictable, right? You got a running back in there, you know you're not going to throw it very much.
Breaks into the open. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. And the Razorbacks will hustle to the line. His way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. No running room at all, and the third quarter is over. Maybe more open spaces coming in the fourth. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
He wants to change this route. To the air, it's Owen. Fires to the end zone. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Taking it the other way. Inside the 30. The 10. Touchdown, Baylor! The defense does the work itself with a pick 6. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
Yeah, and that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
14.
No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. At the 45 on his way. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
To the air on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone.
When you can run like that, the quarterback is going to give you opportunities. And look at him run by the defenders. QB sees it, stick the hand up in the air, catch the football, get to the end zone.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Ole Miss has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet there in the Grove. They're up by a field goal over Boston College. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Quick release by the QB. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Oh, he's got some space. The 40, the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Bears! He found some open space and turned on the Jets. They push out that lead a bit and draw much closer to a win here in Week 9. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get into the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
Send that offense back onto the field. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Here's the pressure. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
Quick strike complete. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds. The Razorbacks headed quickly to the line. Back to throw, it's Owen. Grab near the marker, it's Kane. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And the Razorbacks getting set on 1st and 10. He wants to throw it again. Fires to the right. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
To the air on 2nd down. He uncorks one deep. They almost had another interception. Is everybody clear on who's wearing which colored jerseys?
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football.
And he's thrown another interception. Smashes through the tackle. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO, and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
The Bears are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Wants to throw on third down. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. They're working that left side. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. They came into this game with plenty of people putting them on upset alert, and they were ready for the challenge.
And they passed it with flying colors. And this is what you want to do as a team. You want to make these little statements across the season. And they proved, Palmer, the difference between them and the other team being ranked is wide, and there's a reason why.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equally, and they showed that here today. Dominating in all 3 phases. This is a team everybody needs to look out for.
He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
It's just so nice as a coaching staff when you've got quarterbacks who make good decisions. And on a 2nd and short play, you're throwing it, you're trying to catch the defense napping, you might take a shot, nothing there. Go get it yourself. Make the right decision to keep it, not panic, and get you a fresh set of hands.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to running back, closing space, and getting that fast dude on the ground.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. 3rd and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. So a drive that started just beyond midfield, only 49 yards. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll try the run. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Listen, I'm not one for moral victories, and obviously they're trailing by a lot of points late in this game, and they are going to lose, but it is a good sign if you're the head coach of this team, that you're seeing your guys out there still competing and still fighting until there's zeros on the clock.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.